Alright, I'm going to give you a little quick tutorial on how I did my frozen effect for the video credits on Crystallize. Kind of stole the idea from the movie Frozen, but I thought it was really cool, and so let's get started. What we're going to do is create a new composition and 1080p, 10 seconds, and hit OK. Alright, once we started this, we have our composition now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause every now and then. I'm going to give you a chance to catch up, to duplicate what I just did. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to click New, Solid, and we're going to do it to a kind of like a bluish color, kind of like a bright blue, like this. We're going to change the color anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Effects and Presets window, and we're going to type /color, and we're going to drop that down, and what we're going to do is take our dropper here and we're going to change all the colors here to the same color that we picked, and go like this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to darken and lighten the color to our liking. So what I want to do here is I don't want to go too dark, something like that. So but I want to change them a little bit. I don't want it dark everywhere or the exact same color everywhere. I want it to kind of like blend a little bit. So, and now we can turn up our blending a bit so it blends together. And now we got a color that we want to do here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our presets window and type in Cinder, and we're going to put that on our background. And so what we're going to do is we're going to delete some things. We're going to delete fractal noise 2, tritone, we'll delete that, and we're going to delete the glow. Now we have this little plate here, icy plate, that we're going to edit, and we're going to get our effects from it. So we're going to change our blending mode to add, and right now see we got this like icy background look that we have here. Alright, if you want to pause, you can pause for a second and repeat what I did and continue. Alright, so this is a little bit dark, but we can change that a little bit. We can like bring the brightness down to the negative, so it's not too intense like that. And so there we are. We can do that. We can even bring down the opacity if we wanted to. But I mean, I kind of like it just like at -4 right there. That seems to be okay. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go down to our effects and fractal noise, and we're going to change it something over here that's going to help us. And so down here in the evolution, it's only keyframed at 5 seconds. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this all the way down to the end. So let's see here, let's bring it down to 10 seconds. I'm gonna also bring this right over there. So I'm going to bring this right to the 10 second spot here. And yeah, we're good to go. And so anyway, the evolution right over here, we got it got up to 10 seconds over here, and so that way our animation lasts only 10 seconds because that's what we're going to have the effects go for 10 seconds. Alright, so now that we got our composition here, what we have here, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put in our, we're going to go to our projects folder here, and it's an icy plate file here. It's a graphic file, and you can download this in the description in the bottom. I'm going to provide it for you. I found this on Google somewhere, but anyway, it seems to work good. So we're going to bring this and bring it up over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to change a couple things. So we're going to change this to soft light, and then we're going to hit S to scale it. Right there, so it fits the entire composition. And as you notice that it's a little bit dark when I choose soft light. I like the hard light the way it looks, and it makes it darker, but I'm going to hit the T key and change the opacity and bring it down, just so it's not too intense. There we go, kind of like that. We're going to have that like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add our text, and we're going to hit click new and then text, and we can type but we'll do it all in all caps, and we're going to go to the align, and we're going to just make it straight. And what I think I can scale it up here. You can go to transform down here, and you can scale it up here to make it a good size. Go back to align and align it again. So we have our frozen text over here. I mean, this is just a basic text here, and so what we're going to do is now is we're going to add a bevel emboss. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to right click on it, layer styles, and then we can hit bevel emboss. And down in our bevel emboss drop down here, we'll leave it at smooth, and then change the size. We'll bring the size up a little bit. That'll make it a little bit interesting, kind of like that. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go up here to blending mode, and we can go to soft light. So now we got this looking a lot better, but we want to get a glassy look. Okay, and now down here over your color here, what we're going to do is we're going to change the shadow to white, and instead of multiply we can go to screen. So now that looks even much better. See, there's our glassy look there. See? Alright. Okay, so now on our frozen text here, we're going to go to layer styles again, and then we're going to do an outer glow. And it's better than the drop shadow. I tried it with a drop shadow, but it's much better with an outer glow. So yeah. Alright, so on the outer glow here, we're going to change this color over here to the darkest color around here, like maybe like that. And then well, maybe even darker. Let's see if we can get it darker. Alright, and then we can change the size. Yeah, but I want to bring this to an even darker color there. Okay. And so we can change our blending mode, I guess maybe to color burn. If I can find it here. Right there. There's our color burn, but that's a little bit too much for the size. So I want to bring this down. Kind of like that. There. So now we got a little bit outer glow effects. But you know what? I'm going to bring down the color so it's not too dark. As a matter of fact, I can, like I said, I can go to the darkest color that I got there. So now I got my frozen effects here with this setting for the outer glow. And let's see here. Maybe we can bring the opacity down a little bit. Might be a little bit too intense. Maybe even a little bit more. Alright, so that's good. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to select our frozen text and hit Control D to duplicate it. And then, let's see here. What that does is it's going to help us with the effect that we're going to do. We're going to have it kind of like a wavy mask on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our mask tool, and let's zoom out so we can start over here and start here. What we're going to do is we're going to come down, and it's going to be kind of like wavy. So, and we can move these points around if we want. There we are. Kind of like that. So now we can scroll back in and we can see what the effect is doing so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn up the feather, maybe like that, and that kind of like adds a little bit of an effect. Alright, so now that we got that done, we can click on our Frozen 2 and duplicate that again to add another effect. And let's see here. Let's go to the bevel emboss and change this to an outer bevel. That gives that even more of an effect that we can do here. And let me see, I want to change the size of the glow though. Bring the glow down just a little bit. There we go. And see how we got our frozen effect throughout half of the text. And this is where the animation comes in. You could also mess around with the depth. You can turn that down or you can turn it up. And I think on this one what I want to do is, I really want to get a good effect on this. So I'm going to turn the depth up a little bit So I think this is a really good effect right there. So also what we can do is we can change this to luminosity here. I think that, you know, adds a little bit even better for the effect. Now what we can do is we can hit M and then F for the feather. We can bring it down. To like 8. It'll give it a more of a sharper look. Now what we can do here is we're going to go to the mass expansion here. We'll go to like the 1 second. So let's see here. Let's go right there. Then we're going to click on this, the stopwatch, and then what we're going to do is we're going to turn down the mass expansion until it goes away. Right about there. So and then what we'll do is we'll bring this down to like 8 seconds. And then we'll bring this all the way back up. That's where we're going to get our effect. And so when it plays, as you can see, it's going to give you the effect, the frozen effect right there. See, so that's how we get our frozen effect. And we got to render it, of course, but anyway. Okay, so now we can right click, we can go new, an adjustment layer, and we'll rename it to snow. That's the snowy effect that we're going to give. So actually also what we're going to do is we're going to go to new, and we're going to hit solid. We're going to change this color to black for a vignette. We'll type in for vignette. And now we got our black solid background. And what we want to do is we want to hold this button down right here on the square where it was, so we can get the ellipse tool. And you know, if you click on it like that, we can double click on it. We have our ellipse right in the middle of the screen. On the ellipse tool right here, what we got, we want to click on invert, and then we want to feather this, and so we'll turn that up kind of like that. Yeah. Then we'll change the blending mode to soft light there. So now we got our background looking even better here. Go back to our effects and presets and type in curves. We can drag and drop that right on our snow, and we can move some things around here. Kind of like that. Actually, we can even darken it even more. You know, just so you get something you like. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as I did it right here, but it's kind of like what I want right there. And now I'm going to type in snow for the snow effect. Get snowfall on there. We'll put it right here. And so let's see, let's bring down the speed to like 20 something. And the size. I'm going to bring the flakes down. Bring it to like, I don't know, 400, 500 maybe. Depth down here. And yeah. Let's actually bring this maybe to 8. Yeah, I think that looks good. And what we'll do is we'll render it out and we'll get the effect. So in order to render this out, you hit Control M on your keyboard, and you can, change the aspects and all that stuff, and then you click render and you get your effect. And this is what our frozen effect looks like rendered. Well, I hope you liked the tutorial, and thank you for watching.